a 20% market share in the top 20.
By the way, we're
markets.
live now.
We are.
Just because I thought it would be fun.
Well, it was leaked early Tuesday, so now we all know very much about it.
Yeah.
Really?
But yeah, in the 20% market share in the top 20 markets by 2020, and Pacific Union has almost like 10%, and they have like 7%, which is a lot for
Yeah.
Compass because they're
Well,
like new.
Compass bought a bunch of companies though, so they've got deep pockets. They're buying their way into market share.
Buying it. And here's the irony, that's what Coldwell Banker tried to do.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, Prudential tried to do it 30 years ago.
Yep.
And then Coldwell Banker tried to do it.
Yeah.
Both of them, like Prudential's gone, Coldwell
Yes.
Banker's this big.
Right.
And when you buy a real estate company, you think you're buying something, you're buying agents.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
It's
they're
a
like,
block.
and if you know too, that's good. We say bye-bye.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like a lot of egos, So
Sure.
there's nothing to keep.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
so easy to leave.
Well, it's
Yeah.
sort of like when an accountant sells his practice.
Yeah.
Unless he stays on,
Mhm.
he's just selling these files.
Exactly.
You know what?
Or doctor or
Jim
whatever.
Mark
Same thing.
McLaughlin.
Chunk of change.
Is that?
Mark
Mark
McLaughlin,
McLaughlin.
CEO.
Yeah.
Or
Oh,
he
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
acquired it.
And Fidelity Title Company owns the bigger market share. It owns the bigger part of
Union?
Pacific.
Oh, really?
That's very well like.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Wow.
Well, we're live. That's good.
We're live. Yeah, we're gonna do 56 minutes, so.
Yes, we do.
Trying to figure
That is
this
correct,
bad
sir.
boy out here.
Okay, let's get the phone off.
All right. Oh, yeah.
Let's get the phone. Add attention right
Thank you very
down here.
much.
Let's
You wanna
get
scoot over a little
focused.
bit there?
Let's get- Oh, white matches
Sure.
today. That's good.
Hello.
Yep.
Is that loud?
Yeah.
Wait, what number am I?
Glad I have
You're
one.
number 2.
Number 2. This
Yeah.
one right here,
Uh-huh.
right? Yeah, how come I can hear?
I mean, I
There's
can hear
no thing
fine.
plugged into.
Can I hear anything?
Maybe.
Am I on?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'm number 3. There we go.
Oh, for the headset.
Yeah.
Sorry. The headset number 3. And
I can hear.
you're-
Yeah.
Maybe you're number 4. Can you hear yourself okay?
Yes.
Can you hear me okay?
Not really,
No, no.
but no, I'm fine with
I
it.
mean, I
As
can
long as
hear
you're
you.
fine with it, I'm
Okay.
fine with it.
That's it.
There's too much going on in my
I
mind.
mean, we all know you just have to speak right into the mics, right?
Okay, as
Okay.
always.
You guys ready?
Yes.
What are the times?
Oh, I'm sorry. Times are 7:10, 9:40, 9:40, 9:48, and 5:10.
Oh.
We can have enough commercials, so we have lots of time to talk.
Wow, lots of time. Be
Yeah.
ready. Be prepared.
I got to get some more promotional stuff going on.
Yeah,
That's why I need an assistant.
you do.
Huh.
Uh,
Ready?
yes.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Let's hit it.
All right.
Well, welcome. You're listening to The Best of Investing. I'm your host, Edward Brown, along with my co-host, Nan Fon of Pacific Private Money, and Patty Cohen of Pacific Union
International.
International.
You won't have that problem too long.
No.
Yeah.
You're going to have to talk to us about that pretty soon. Okay. Our phone number is 888-912-1190. Use that number to answer the trivia questions for a 5-pack tanning certificate given away during this show. That certificate's not sponsored by the radio station, but by Tan Bella Tanning Salon, with 2 locations in San Francisco and 1 in Marin. I think they were voted best in Marin, if I'm not mistaken.
I want my prize.
You want your prize?
Yeah, I called in last week,
Okay.
and I was the caller. I answered a trivia question, and so I want my prize.
Hold on. Something happened with yours. This is one of our first few times because I heard you before.
Yeah.
But something happened, and it would be these guys.
Hello?
Here. Hold on. That's
Maybe I should try a different one and see if that helps.
yeah.
What am I 3? Right? Hold on.
This
5.
is a rare
Click on
time
the-
we had to do this.
I will just pay attention to what I
Yeah, and just whatever we do, we just can't touch anything.
Hello?
Okay, Hold on. Are you in?
A little.
No. No. That's the headset. That's not.
Oh, the
no,
microphone.
don't
That's
worry
right.
about
But
that.
I can't hear myself.
No, okay.
Oh, that's 'cause of
try
that.
this one here. I don't know why that. Yeah.
Okay, that's
Okay.
better.
That's better?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Great.
All right, Patty, let's hear you talk.
Hi.
Okay.
Hello.
I'll just set this up like
You
that.
hear it?
A little
Okay, good.
better for you.
That's better.
All right, we got to start all over again.
Don't you feel like you're running adult daycare?
Okay, ready? Welcome. You're listening to The Best of Investing. I'm your host, Edward Brown, along with my co-host, Nan Fon of Pacific Private Money and Patty Cohen of Pacific Union International. Our phone number is 888-912-1190. Use that number to answer the trivia questions for a 5-pack tanning certificate giving away during this show. That certificate's not sponsored by the radio station, but by Tan Bella Tanning Salon with 2 locations in San Francisco and 1 in Marin. Voted best in Marin, and that certificate is worth over $100. Today's trivia theme is movie villains. We'll have some fun with this one. All right, so let's start off with Patty. Tell us what is going on in real estate.
Well, I don't know how much it would affect the public, but it just shakes things up. So Tuesday, and we've had some days go by now, that Pacific Union International, which had an almost 10% market share in the entire Bay Area, was acquired by Compass. And,
wow, that's a big deal.
And Compass is an upstart, really, and their goal was to have a 20% market share, which is really big for real estate because it's pretty scattered.
Did you know what the price is?
I think 200 million.
Wow.
Yeah. And so 20% market share in top 20 markets in the country by 2020. So we're 18 months away from that. And 200 million. I guess they like twos.
Yeah,
twos and zeros.
200 million. That's like walking around money for Nam.
Yeah, right. So they were a small startup a few years back out of New York City.
Yes.
And just kept getting funding and acquiring brokerages all across the country. So
that's amazing.
Their marketing is great.
Yeah.
The brand looks really, really modern.
Well, that's the thing. Is what are they doing different? I mean, one thing I could think of right away would be if you pay your agents a higher commission. That's one way. But I mean, what are they doing to attract?
It's honestly, it's a little bit smoke and mirrors, the whole thing. It's all like branding. Yeah. And when you're buying a company, when you're buying a real estate company, you're buying the agents. Yeah. The agents are free agents, really. Yeah. Like Prudential did it 30 years ago. Yeah. They're gone. Coldwell Banker then did it and bought up Prudential, and they bought up several. Then the big brands. Right. GMAC got in the game. GMAC bought Pacific Union. Morgan Lane bought GMAC, which is GMAC. Wow. And now we're getting swallowed up. But the thing is, you're not buying anything because Coldwell Banker is a great example. National company, deep pockets. Their market share, they used to be the top. Now they're small, and because agents don't want to be. They want to be a little bit elite, boutique-y. And if you're with a boutique kind of brokerage that is kind of cutting edge with good marketing, with good technology that helps the agents. It's really about the agents,
right.
And so you can potentially get a higher, more luxury brand.
Well, I guess it really does depend on the area and the agent, because for the average agent, they may say, I want to be with a company, a household name, and that also there'll be so many agents within the agency to help me out, be it the listings or getting the clients. Right?
That's the theory. Like they have better training. So what does better training mean? You're going to get newer agents. I mean, commissions are the same no matter if you get somebody that's been in 30 years or is brand new. Brand new is very scary. So, like a GMAC, a Coldwell Banker, maybe now Compass, who knows how that's going to go. But the bigger ones will attract the newer agents.
Right.
And the newer agents, like Bradley Real Estate is an example in Marin, but Coldwell Banker is an example. Their price range is lower. So if you want to get the big listings, $3, $4, $5 million, you're going to be with a boutique kind of company,
like
which
Decker Bullock,
which is Pacific Union and Decker Bullock.
Yeah,
they are the two in Marin, for example.
So Keller Williams, I mean, we know some agents from that, but they don't have the higher end.
They don't have the higher end at all.
At least not in Marin.
Not in Marin.
San Francisco too, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, and like if you think about it, a lot of the country is tract-y kind of areas.
Yeah, that's true.
Where you're going to get, like it used to be Century 21 with the mustard jackets.
Uh-huh.
They were the company, and it changes, but no matter what, you're going to be, vanilla. Yeah. And you're not going to attract the big luxury stuff.
I mean, I remember Don Timmer sold me. That was you're talking about back in the 60s.
So. Yeah, Don Timmer.
Compass is, they have some good momentum going. Mm-hmm. So we'll see where they go. But fundamentally, their model doesn't change the real estate industry. And one of the later, I'd like to cite an article about how Zillow is getting into home buying.
Oh,
right?
I was just thinking of Zillow.
And
home buying.
Home buying, and a number of other companies. And I think that is an interesting model because that's going to take some of the inventory off the market from agents.
I think so.
So
And I mean, maybe 20, 30 years from now or sooner, you'll have a model where agents, instead of getting that 5%, 80% of 5%,
Mhm.
there is no 5%. There's a company where they send out a salesperson who writes the offer
Yeah.
and sells, or lists the property. Let's just work with sellers. Lists
Right.
the property, gets it into escrow, they're out.
Yeah.
They're out. And now you get somebody that's going to do the escrow. There's going to do the
Yeah.
negotiating. And then you got the closing.
Mhm.
But that doesn't really work. That's sort of the Keller Williams model,
Okay.
and I had 2 nightmare transactions with Keller Williams because of that sort of model.
Huh.
Huh.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, there's a lot of money going into residential real estate business models to try and disrupt it again. And this
Yeah.
kind of goes back to like the early 2000s when I first got into real estate. It was, that was when the first .com
Yeah.
boom came around, and there were companies, one which I worked for, trying to disrupt it, and they were mostly about lead generation.
Yeah.
And some of them were trying to be brokerages too.
Yeah.
But not a lot has changed since then, and a lot of those models disappeared. The company I worked with got acquired.
Which was that?
Zip Realty.
Oh yeah.
They got
so-
acquired by Realogy brands, and now
Yeah.
they're rolled into their offerings.
Nothing really changes. You got to trust somebody. You're sitting at a kitchen table. They love you, and you list their house.
That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go to our first commercial break. Here's the first trivia question. Again, we're talking movie villains. In which Alfred Hitchcock film is there a pair of very calculated villains played by the smooth James Mason and downright sinister Martin Landau? All right, that's our trivia question. Email Edward, or not email. You can call 888-912-1190 to answer that question. And don't touch that dial. The Best of Investing will be right back.
Okay.
I was going to say one thing to be careful of is
Same name.
no, that,
Oh,
but
that
did you hear that?
I got you, and I stopped. I know.
Yeah.
Can I ask you about, or can I read this article about Zillow?
Yeah. Oh, Zillow model is everybody's on salary. They run out and show a property.
Yeah.
But people, I mean, anybody, now all of the information is out there.
Yeah.
So it used to be when all the information got out there, like I'm saying like 25 years ago, they're like, oh, they won't need agents anymore. Still
No.
do. Still do.
Yeah.
I mean, but we're paying a lot of money.
Yeah. But nothing's changed, really.
Nothing
I mean,
has
agents are
changed.
still
I
at
know.
the heart of a lot of it. But there's
Yeah.
companies Zillow and Open Door that are going out and buying properties from people. And then I'm seeing more and more. Maybe I'll ask this on the show if it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting a lot of emails because I have my broker's license of, hey, not on MLS yet listings by email saying, hey, they're trying to sell it before it goes on the
Yeah.
market, right? So
Yeah.
pre-sell it. So would love to get your
That's
thoughts
starting
on
to change though, because that really, really, really works with tight inventory. But
Yeah.
we're coming into a different kind of market where it's like,
Right.
so what?
Right. Right. So
Yeah, no, it's good.
I
to
sold a
talk
lot
about
of
this.
property that way. And then you can do both sides of it sometimes, and
Yeah,
you get the sellers more money. Anyway,
Gotcha.
we'll get into it.
Okay, I'll turn it over to Noel after this. Okay, here we go. Welcome back to the Best of Investing. Edward Brown here along with Nam Phan and Patty Cohen. First trivia question. In which Alfred Hitchcock film is there a pair of very calculated villains played by the smooth James Mason and downright sinister Martin Landau?
no clue.
No idea.
Close. North by Northwest.
Oh, okay.
No clue.
I was
Okay.
going to say that.
What? Yeah, should have. Okay, so Nam, tell us about what's going on with Zillow.
Yeah.
situation.
So Patty, you were talking earlier about how there's different models out there with Compass buying one of the buying Pac Union, and we're saying, at the end of the day, how much are they really impacting real estate other than agents really now just having a different brand to list?
Exactly.
But I saw an article today about Zillow, and I'll read a deeper look at Zillow's instant offer numbers. So Zillow, like another company, Open Door, and another, I think it was OfferPads, are now getting into the business. Backing up a little bit, Zillow, first of all, isn't a brokerage. They're a data aggregator of listings. It's not
Exactly.
public, and for people to be able to get what they call estimates, get an idea of what their home is worth. And it's great because it attracted the end consumer, the borrower or seller, or the buyer or sellers, to really be interested in going to one place to get information about properties. But at the end of the day, if they wanted to buy, they still had to go a couple of years homes, and they have, like Zillow's Instant Offer, they'll go to a homeowner and they'll say, listen, we'll buy your home for cash, essentially, and we'll close in X days. So you don't have to put it on the market. And then what they do is they rehab it, do a little bit, sometimes just cosmetic work, and then they'll put it back on the market. And for them, they're going to make some appreciation, and maybe they're charging, they're getting the home not necessarily at a discount, but they're saving on commissions.
They're getting that at a discount too.
Yeah, probably for the convenience.
Yeah.
And I think there's a real opportunity for companies like that because there's so many baby boomers who own their home free and clear, and will say, you know what, for convenience, I own my home free and clear. It's not like I have to pay off a huge mortgage.
Yeah.
I'll give up X% in commissions or home price just for the convenience of not having to put it on the market and show it to everyone. So I think that model has legs, and now Zillow, who for the longest time said, hey, I'm going to be friends with the real estate community, and we're not a brokerage, but now they are getting into the business of buying homes and then turning around and selling them. Now, I believe they may use an agent, local agent, to transact, but I'm sure they're keeping a percentage of the proceeds along with that agent. What do you think about that? I mean, that seems like that might have legs for certain sellers to say, listen, I'm going to go the Zillow Instant Offers route versus the pain of putting it on the market. That's stressful. That's stressful.
Yeah, I've heard about that. It's not, I mean, I think it is happening right now, but I don't know how sustainable it's going to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how
for many
do
reasons.
sellers know what price to put it on? That's
Exactly.
one of the benefits.
Well,
of
they're
realtor.
using the Zestimate.
Yeah,
There you
the
go.
estimates are ridiculous.
Sometimes they're accurate and
Yeah.
sometimes they're not.
In Marin, it's tough because
Marin, it's just
it's
way
not
off.
it's not trackable.
Especially in
Yeah.
the luxury market, because I've seen them. See, the thing is, if Zillow was consistently low or consistently high, you could kind of figure
Yeah,
out
that's
that's how
true.
that is.
Yeah.
But they are all over the place.
Yeah.
And as a seller, you don't have the comfort of knowing that your entire nest egg is not being eroded. And Zillow doesn't know if they're paying too much or paying too little.
That's
And
the
I
thing
see a
is,
lawsuit
I
waiting
mean,
to happen.
how do they know, like when a house has been remodeled?
Yeah.
Unless they have someone go in.
Well, I think they do come in. I mean, they have a valuation probably technology to take a first pass, kind of like there's estimates, and then they'll go in and do a walkthrough probably at the time that they're meeting with the seller, and then saying, okay, well, we're going to add a value for this because you did this work, or we're going to subtract because of deterioration.
but
but
right now,
still-
those estimates, though, how do they do it?
It's a computer.
Yeah.
It's a whole algorithm and analytics, and it's not the way to do it.
It's looking at historical. It's looking at recent sales.
No, but again,
But-
how do they know if it's been remodeled inside?
They don't. They
Yeah.
don't. So
It's ridiculous.
if they're going to buy your home, though, they'll more than likely go that extra step of sending out somebody out to look at the property.
Well, hopefully the seller will know, wait a minute, I remodeled this.
Yeah.
I put $2 million into this property. It's not worth $100,000.
Yeah, I mean, sellers know a lot about what their house is worth, sometimes more
Yeah.
than the local agent, because
Yeah.
they're watching it. And that means
That's a good
everything.
point.
So if Zillow gets a lot of yeses, they're going to lose their shirt, because the no's are going to be like, no, it's worth
Yeah,
way
that's
more.
true.
But the yeses are like, take it.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
So
And lawsuits waiting to happen. There's a lot going on. Then Zillow's got this property that they paid like X for, and now they have to sell it for 20% less or 10% less.
Well, they're not going to get sued by the seller.
No, they're not going to get sued by the seller, but there's so much to know. And who are they going to ultimately hire? Are they going to hire an agent for 5 or 6%? And now they're eroded their profit even more.
the challenge for them will be in a declining market. So when you
Ah.
buy it at,
Yeah.
and if the days on market starts getting longer and longer, you're having to, that capital that you've got, tied up in that property, they've got to be paying something for that capital.
Agreed. Yeah.
So-
And right now, do they consult with any agents to get
I
certain
believe so.
information? So on that, if a lot of agents say, I'm not going to participate with you because now you're competing against me.
Yeah.
Well, I think they still are using an agent for the transaction, but they might be paying.
I mean,
like
for
a
information.
referral
I mean,
fee.
for information.
Well, I mean, but think about this. They're going to hire people, and 80% of the people, 60% of agents are gone after 18 months, and 80% are gone after 4 years. Those people that are gone, they're gone for a reason, because they don't know what they're doing. They're going to have those people that are more than happy to get a salary job.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to have them. And their reason they're not taking listings and selling them consistently is because they're not very good at pricing, and they're not very good at counseling. They're not very good at
Yeah, or maybe they're just not people person. They're good at pushing paper.
Well, and that's why I think
Wow.
agents,
Yeah.
there will probably be fewer agents in the years to come, but
Yeah.
the agents who are there are going to be good.
And that's already happening.
Okay,
As
I
I
can
say,
see
because
that.
I kind of think that it was just flooded with agents. There was a big decline, like when 2008 and 9 happened,
Yep.
and agents weren't making any money.
Yeah.
They exited the market. But then, come 2013, 14,
Yeah.
things started heating up. Boy, everybody's an agent again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So where are we in the market? What do you think, market-wise? I mean,
Prices? Yeah,
Or
just
just
in
the
general.
whole
General
market seems
market.
like it's slowed down a
Oh
little bit.
my God.
You're not getting overbidding that much anymore.
Market has changed. I mean, first of all, it was the slowest summer I've ever seen, but all of a sudden in the last week and a half, things have really picked up.
really? Okay.
Huh.
I don't know why.
Well, sort of thing at Pacific Brent Money, you guys just got an
Yeah,
onslaught of.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see?
last
Same.
so last year in June we were really, really busy,
Mhm.
and then July and August were slow. But
Normal.
that was not unusual. This year, June was a little bit slower, and then July and August have been the busiest we've ever been. And it's not just isolated to a single market or a single one of our agents, because we have outside agents, but it's been more on a macro level, just statewide. Kind of, it's been busy, and other lenders are saying the same thing.
Yeah,
So
it's picked up a lot. in the last
yeah,
couple
I kind of
weeks.
wonder why. I mean, I don't know if people because it's not just isolated; it's just kind of everywhere.
Yeah,
So,
it's not. I mean, everyone buying for schools that
Yeah.
already happened
It already
a month
happened.
or so ago.
yeah. So I don't know if it's interest rates. I don't think so.
No,
Nothing's really
no,
happened there.
but there was buyer fatigue for a while, and maybe that
Yeah.
it went quickly, and they're not so fatigued anymore.
They drank their Go Girl.
That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Don't forget, drink your Go Girl. He teases me about that, but it gives me.
Is that what you drink?
I does. I get energy from it, and no crash. No,
That felt good.
that's a
Home
good stuff.
buyers too, apparently. That's
Yeah.
why things have picked up.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, we're gonna ask another trivia question. We come back. Nam, I want to ask you about a deal of the week.
Okay,
All right.
got one.
Okay, so here's our second trivia question. Again, we're talking movie villains. Most people think of Lex Luthor when they are asked to name a Superman villain. Right, we're talking about the most recent Superman.
Yep.
Not from the 40s. However, we should not overlook the performance of Terrence Stamp from Superman 2 when he plays which diabolical general? What's the general's name, basically? Is what we're looking at. Do you know this
You know
one?
that, yeah.
I know this one too. That actually, of all the Superman movies, I think that was the best one with Superman 2.
Yeah.
Of course, love Gene Hackman anyway. Eve, let's see, call 888-912-1190. If you're the first caller with the correct answer, you're going to win that tanning certificate. So that's our trivia question. Basically, in Superman 2, the diabolical general, what was his name? All right, don't touch that dial. Best of the best, we'll be right back. Okay.
Interesting. Just got an email from the area manager who said you'll be getting an email at 4 o'clock from Mark, and she said we're meeting at Playa tonight at 6 o'clock. Kind of, it was not supposed to have leaked.
Oh
man. Ubers.
At Playa.
Oh, Playa's a little bit.
It's a good restaurant.
Yeah, it's
in,
great.
Mill
Mexican
Valley.
restaurant, Mill Valley. Yeah, right near the theater.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
we do things.
Wow.
Yeah, we do
you
things
guys
with alcohol a lot, mostly.
You referred one of your execs,
Who?
like union execs, right? Didn't you?
I referred somebody. Who did I refer?
to us, woman, I think.
Brett?
Needed
No,
no,
As an investor?
no, she needed a loan,
Oh,
Who?
bridge loan, I think.
did I give you?
Didn't you? You did.
Who
maybe.
is it? Brett Thompson?
No,
What's your name?
I'll find out.
I referred a crazy person.
No, I talked to her
Yeah.
last weekend. No, I
Don't
would
mention names.
And I talked to, what's his name?
Rick.
Rick. I talked to Rick. He goes, yeah, I've seen that file 3 or 4 times before. Because I called him and I said, please do not take my counsel on this. Really look at this file because, and he goes, yeah. Like, don't put any weight, even if you would. I don't think you would, but even if you do, don't take my word for this.
Gotcha.
Wow.
I want to be total integrity about this.
Oh, wait a minute. There was a loan that we did in San Anselmo, wasn't it? That Patty would refer. She said all day long it would sell for a certain amount.
Oh, yeah, that was another one.
That was a different one.
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't, she's
That's
not
a
an
different one.
executive. No, she's, I think that's what you're talking about.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
She's with
she
Union, right?
is with Crack Union. I
Okay.
forgot, but she's in the commercial side of it.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, I forgot about that.
Yeah. All right, ready?
I forgot.
Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. Well, welcome back to the Best of Investing. Edward Brown here along with Nam Fawn and Patty Cohen. Second trivia question. Most people think of Lex Luthor when they're asked to name a Superman villain. However, we should not overlook the performance of Terrence Stamp. Don't even know who that is except for this movie. From Superman 2, when he plays which diabolical general?
In Zod We Trust.
Yeah, General Zod. That is
Zod.
correct.
That's so funny.
Good job.
I loved Superman. Well, it was when I was like in my early teens or something like that.
Yeah.
That came out. So
That was a
I loved
good. That's the best one. I like that one.
The special effects were great then, but when you look at it now, you're just like, oh, wow.
That was still
really?
okay.
Yeah, I guess so.
Still works. Okay, so Nom, give us a deal of the week. Preface it though with what do you do with Pacific? What's Pacific Private Money
Yeah,
does?
so Pacific Private Money, we are private lenders. We lend on real estate throughout California, primarily in California. We have a few out-of-state loans, or the fund does. But so we make loans to people. We're essentially Plan B when Plan A, which is conventional financing, is not an option for
Okay,
us.
so you're just like a bank.
Yeah, like a bank. People come to us for a lot of different reasons, and it's not because people think private money, hard money. Sometimes they think, oh, you can fog a mirror, you can get a loan with a private lender. That's not the case. So, our average FICO of our borrowers is in the high sixes. So we make loans to people, and recently we had a loan where it was in San Rafael. It was a woman who passed away, and her estate took over the property, and they needed to dispose of it or sell it. The owner purchased the home in 1986, passed away recently, and had some debt on the property, needed to be paid off. But the administrator of the estate has the authority to dispose of the property or to take care and sell it. So she actually is getting the loan from Pacific Private Money.
Probably to rehab it because it's probably been 30 years since
Yeah.
it was done.
So it just needed to be updated. She has a 812 FICO score.
Okay.
Really high FICO, first position loan that we're making 50%. Or excuse me,
It's a second, right?
Second,
It's
sorry.
a second, yeah.
second. The first is currently 50% LTV. So we put
Okay.
this one on privatemoneyloans.com, which is our marketplace, and probably within 5 minutes it was taken.
Yeah, if I remember seeing that. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I think the combined first and second was 50%. The first was only about 30 something.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
So-
what I was to say because otherwise you go, not such a good. I mean, it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, the combined
First and second.
First and second is less. Is
In
around 50%.
giving a bridge loan. So it'll be paid off. Essentially what they're going to do is spend the next, 6 weeks or so just getting it ready for marketing.
Yeah.
And they'll put it on the market, sell it, and they'll use the proceeds just to pay us off and distribute the proceeds to the family. So, that's not an uncommon loan that we get.
And they probably, I'm going to guess, they couldn't go to a bank because it's more of an estate sale rather than to an individual, and banks really don't like that too much.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, because with an 812 FICO, you'd think that you'd be able to get a loan,
Right.
Yeah.
but again, it's the
And also it's just the speed and efficiency. So
Yeah.
that one we got really, it came to us probably early last week.
Mhm.
We put it on privatemoneyloans.com midweek, and we got a lender commitment like 5 minutes later, and it's probably going to close sometime like early next week. Or
See,
maybe even
that's
this
the
week.
thing is these loans that are really solid go very quickly.
Mm.
Right.
It's amazing how, I mean, there was, I'll tell you something that happened on Tuesday of this past week was there was another firm that I was kind of familiar with, and it was a small second, same sort of situation, not necessarily a death in the family type thing, but really good LTV. I literally opened the email, quickly ran through, and within 10 seconds, I wrote back and I said, I'll take it. And it took them hours to get back to me to say, sorry, you're too late.
Wow.
I mean, I'm thinking, how fast can someone work?
Yeah.
I mean, literally, I get the email, I immediately respond, and I'm too late.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons why it seems like it's a lot better to just invest in the fund, because
Yeah.
then you don't have to chase these emails. You just invest in the fund. And what's the fund paying right now?
About 7.62
Okay.
to be exacted for July.
All right.
So the fund's paying between 7.5 and 8 typically, historically.
And something that we just found out this week with the new law that was
right.
signed in, the Jobs Act, if I understand it correctly, if you have less than 315,000 of combined, married filing joint income, and there's certain like definitions of the modified gross or modified adjusted gross income, but the fund, because it qualifies, 20% of the distributions you get to take off your tax return. So basically, you only have to report 80% of the income, not 100%.
And this is for people who make less than
315,000. Yeah.
in
So which
other-
which is a
tax
good
returns.
portion,
A lot of
right?
people.
Which is a lot
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's a pretty good
Yeah, that's
perk.
exciting.
Yeah, for people who are in the. I mean, if they have it in their IRA, then it doesn't matter. But outside of the IRA, that's a pretty good deal.
Yeah, so
Very
for any listeners who are invested in our fund, or if you're interested, we'll be coming out with more details on that. I think that's a nice little perk. I mean, it's not our, it's
That's the government doing
Yeah,
it,
it's government doing that, but nice little benefit.
Yeah.
So,
In fact, you have or Pacific Private Money is having a fund event coming up in September, right?
yes, September 27th, which is a Thursday. Our next event is going to be in Fremont.
Okay.
So Fremont Marriott, Thursday, September 27th. Go to our website for more details. Give us a call at 415-883-2150. If you'd like to register, we'll be sending out some notifications this week.
And the email is
nam@pacificprivatemoney.com. That's NAM
okay,
at pacificprivatemoney.com.
and the website is.
www.pacificprivatemoney.com.
And the other website, if people want to just buy a loan,
Yeah, if they want to buy a note, go to www.privatemoneyloans.com.
how many registered users are there now?
We're just shy of 200.
Wow, that was
Yeah.
fast.
Yeah,
It's
we're
only
getting
been around for a couple of months, hasn't it?
For about 6 months.
About 6 months? Okay.
So,
yeah,
yeah.
but I mean, it wasn't going strong until about
Right.
2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, now we're actively putting a couple listings a week on there, or loans.
Yeah.
It's really kind of like an MLS for loans.
Yeah.
Loan sales.
And are you allowing
Sure.
people who own loans to sell on that platform yet? Or is it
Not
just
yet, not outside
Okay.
investors who have notes that they want to liquidate.
At
So
some point.
that's part of the kind of future model, is to create more of a marketplace, not just for our loans, but to be able to provide opportunities for investors, really.
Very good. And Patty, before we get to a break, if people have questions about real estate, how do they get a hold of you? Because you are
Yeah.
the #1 agent in Marin, by the way.
Sort of. Anyway, so it's Patty Cohn, COHN, and I'm with Pacific Union International.
Yeah.
I've already forgotten. It's already out of my mind. We're somebody else now.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm with Pacific Union, and it's Patty Cohn, 415-722-4842. And my website is bestmarinagent.com.
See, that you won't have to change.
No,
which
exactly.
is
That's why I did it.
No,
very smart.
and that's the thing
I
too.
know who I work for. That would be me.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? Buyers and sellers follow the agent.
Yeah.
They don't follow the brand.
True.
Because, yeah.
I've changed a couple times in my career. Each time people just don't really care. They're like, fine, wherever you go. But I have realized that if I don't tell them personally, I don't get the business next time. It's like they want to,
Yes.
I thought they knew.
Yeah.
I think I emailed them. Anyway, so it's really
Oh,
important to like call them and say, this is what I'm doing.
I mean, they'd still be able to search you out, though.
So, well, no, I'm not saying everybody, but
Yeah.
people, I have lost some people that way.
Oh, that's
Anyway.
too bad.
It's being top of mind, really,
Yeah.
with people
Yeah.
sometimes. That's
I mean, because
Sure.
they'll remember your name more than they'll remember the brokerage firm.
That's right.
That's what I would do.
That's right.
All right, here's our next trivia question. We're talking supervillains in movies. And this is kind of an easy one too. Which actress had the pleasure of playing the malicious Wicked Witch of the West in the 1939 classic The Wizard of Oz? What was the name of that
I can
actress?
see her face.
You can see her face. Yeah, it's a scary face,
Yeah.
especially when it's painted green.
Yeah.
Call 888-912-1190 if you're the first caller with the correct answer. You're going to win that tanning certificate, which is worth over $100, and you can give it to somebody.
Wow.
So if you don't tan yourself, but you want to give it away as a gift, that's not a bad way to go.
It's excellent.
All right, which actress had the pleasure of playing the malicious Wicked Witch of the West in the 1939 classic, The Wizard of Oz? All right, don't touch that dial. The best in investing is going to be right back.
Good.
So
Great
anything
segments
else you want to chat about on the Marin market?
here. Well, I try to keep it to like the whole Bay Area.
Yeah, oh,
but,
yeah.
I mean, there's a few things. I mean, I just like tidbits, like
Mhm.
more than a third of the fastest more than a third of the national fastest luxury markets are in California. Can just mention that, or and inventory is starting to bulk up. That's
Okay,
but
that's
that's the sign of the market changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and then what else?
days on market, is that,
Days on market is up,
Okay.
definitely. And then the affordability drops to a 10-year low in the second quarter. So this is when I've seen this, when all of those dynamics are in place, that's when things change. When the affordability drops to 10% or below,
And change.
toward a buyer's
meaning-
side, like
Gotcha.
plateaus, the market starts
Okay.
plateauing.
Doesn't necessarily mean it's declining per se.
Yeah, not yet, but it's just the beginning of a
Okay.
buyer's market.
Right.
And you know how
That's
there's just
important to mention.
waves, there's waves, and we're in a wave, and
Mhm.
it's changing.
that'll be,
No, that's a good talk about.
how are rates for these days?
How are rates?
Yeah, just general,
I mean, interest rates?
Yeah.
I don't pay much attention.
hasn't changed much, okay.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's,
No.
not too much.
You don't hear about it, yeah.
Nope.
But yeah, I can kind of talk about what the whole dynamic of all of it,
Yeah.
That'd be great.
what it means, you know.
All right, here we go. Welcome back to the Best of Investing. One more time, I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Nam Phan and Patty Cohen. Third trivia question: which actress had the pleasure of playing the malicious Wicked Witch of the West in the 1939 classic, The Wizard of Oz? What was her name?
These are tough.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Margaret Hamilton.
Oh,
I
yeah,
figure you know the name.
I just don't
So-
know.
sort of.
So, Patty, give us some dynamics as to what's going on market-wise.
Yeah, it's funny because not one piece of information is the puzzle, right? So when you get a bunch of data points, how to connect them and what does it all mean? And being in this business and really intimately in it for 30 years, I can see what's happening.
Okay.
So, for example, one is the Bay Area posted 20% gains. Bay Area posts double-digit gains in for the 13th straight month in July, right?
Oh.
Simultaneously, 10-year low in affordability. So once I've seen this 3 times, this is the 3rd time, when affordability gets down to 10% or below, there's a shift in the market. And affordability is defined by when the average income and the average house and the 20% down, and what is that payment based on the average income, when 10% or less can afford it. That's a big marker, but it could be argued, but yet we have 20% gains. At the same time, we're starting to see, it's still severe shortage of inventory, but the inventory has just gone up after 16 months of decline. So
Okay.
that's the beginning. Like, what are we going to be talking about in 6 months and in a year? I'm telling you, these are trends.
Yeah.
We're going to say, wow, we've got a lot of inventory. We haven't had this inventory in 7 years now.
Mhm.
Another one that, and I'm just picking out headlines, but when you
Right.
start putting them all together, single family home prices in San Francisco are up nearly 20% in July, which is really surprising because at the same time, there's a lot that we're seeing price declines and also.
Mhm.
So it's very, very strange.
Yeah, there's not. You're not seeing as many multiple offers either, are you?
No, we're not.
Mhm.
And yet at the same time, that's what I think of as like more of a schizophrenic market. At the
Yeah.
same time, we have that still happening. And at the same time, I'm seeing properties on the market 3 or 4 months. I'm seeing people saying, would your seller take a lease option? And I have a listing where my
Wow.
seller said, yes, I would.
Wow.
So nobody's been talking about that for years. So
Wow. Okay.
it's what happens is this market is made up of individual homeowners who, what happens at the very end of a market when they just get greedy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's when you start seeing sellers pricing their house on the same compendium as that trend of going up.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, it isn't doing that.
Hmm.
So then you have buyers going, well, wow, that house I thought is in a great neighborhood and I thought that would sell right away. So
I'm gonna hold back.
I'm scared.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be the one that overpays.
Right.
So that's kind of what starts to happen after a while. And like Edward said, buyer fatigue.
Yeah.
And they're just beat up and they're just done with it. And then the affordability, I'm out. I can't afford it. So there's a whole bunch of data points that come together to say, like, where are we? We're pretty much at a tabletop market, and we're at the top of that leg of the table, and we'll be in a plateau for a while, my opinion.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll have one more big year of it.
Okay.
You know?
But you said you've been pretty busy too, right? late or the last
Not
couple of weeks?
really, not
Okay.
really. It's been a really slow summer. Oh, in the last couple of weeks.
Right.
Yeah, it's been a really slow summer. Out of 30 years, I don't remember a summer this slow. That's just my memory, though.
Yeah.
But in the last couple of weeks, listings that have been sitting for a while are now in escrow. Like 4 different listings
Really? Wow. Okay.
that were sitting are now in escrow. And just, trend. Why?
Mhm.
I don't know why.
The price right.
Well, they've been sitting. If
Yeah.
they were really priced right, they would have gone 2 months ago.
So they didn't lower the price?
No.
No? Interesting.
Okay.
Wow. Maybe just a lot of people went on vacation, they came back and said, time to buy a house.
Could
Yeah.
be.
Could be. School starting earlier. I just don't know.
Yeah. Did you?
Good.
Okay. So, did you take vacation?
I did, but I also moved, so it's been a little crazy.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
It's always when you take a vacation that things get busy.
Totally.
So,
And people go, I know you can't even take a vacation. I'm like, no, that's why you go.
yeah, that's right. That's right. Well, that's interesting. So, I guess it would be great to have you on another show just to see like what's going on in the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we're going to continue to be busy throughout, at least on the lending side.
Mhm.
We're hearing that our agents are still busy and they're going to be busy through September. We'll see what happens after that. But yeah, it's been an interesting summer. Super busy for us, just crazy, pulling our hair out trying to get deals funded. So for the investors out there, now's a good time to place capital with us because it could be deployed very quickly.
Oh, that's good.
That's one of the things that you got to make sure that the money doesn't sit around. So
Right. So we are always been in a good spot of having more deal flow capital. It's a problem to have. It's a good problem, but that allows us to be more choosy with the kinds of loans that we say yes to. So the fund continues to perform at weighted average LTV of about 55%.
which is one of the
It's
reasons
amazing.
why the fund has not had any losses.
Exactly. And as a company, we haven't had any losses. We lend typically at a cap of 70%. So there's a lot of equity in the loans that we do.
And I did see Mark's newsletter recently where there are a couple of loans that are in foreclosure,
Right.
but there appears, according to his newsletter, there's still enough equity in the property.
Yeah.
I wonder why those borrowers are walking away.
Exactly.
Well, and we're going through the process with it. At some point, some of them might go on the market. That we're still working it out with them. But yeah, we have, we go into loans with at least 30% equity from the borrower. So it's not like we're making, 90-10 loans.
Yeah.
So, we're watching the market as well because there will be an adjustment and prices could drop.
Mm.
But, we're aware of that. And so we may, increase the required down payment that the borrowers bring or
Yeah.
equity.
I mean, I've got a loan with somebody personally, and they haven't paid for a couple of months.
Ouch.
But they say they're going to be putting the property on the market, and it's sort of like, okay. I mean, a really nice person, so it hasn't gotten to the point where I just like immediately get a file foreclosure.
Right.
And also if they're trying to sell the property, I really would not like to stand in the way, and force them to get a lower price because of it. But I can't wait forever. So
Sure.
at this point, what's accumulating are just the late fees right now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's not the worst thing in the world, but that's one of the things I like about the fund is there's really no hiccup in the distributions. You guys just keep paying monthly like clockwork.
Right. And the bigger our fund gets, we'll always have borrowers who are late, and occasionally we are going to have to file, NOD or maybe take a property back. But the bigger fund gets, the more
No diversification.
diversification there is. Where if you're tied into one loan, or you
Yeah.
have a small pool of loans, then any single loan can impact you significantly.
Sure.
So,
Yeah. And also with the fund, people can reinvest their distributions.
Yep.
So you get a compounding effect.
yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it's been great, and the fund continues to grow, and we're beyond our 5th year of operations for the fund. So
Well, and as long as you do good due diligence underwriting and you're doing short-term loans, the market may shift, but it doesn't usually shift overnight. I mean,
Right.
it takes a few years for that to happen.
yeah, and the healthy percentage of our loans are short term, so they're bridge loans, which are less than a year.
Yeah.
So, like you were just saying, the market doesn't turn overnight. So, that's by design or on purpose. We try to put some of the shorter term loans in the fund, just so we have that revolution of capital, and we can react as we get payoffs and new loans come in. We can keep an eye on where we think the market's going. So
And right now the fund's got what, 42 million in it?
it's about 42 million in AUM, about 94 loans or so. So we have about 180 investors now. So it's a big
That's
number
great.
of investors. Yeah, we're really
Very
thankful for them.
nice. Very nice. 5-year track record, no losses, paying out between 7.5% to 8% every
Powerful.
month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And you know what? We have the Money Show coming up.
That's right.
Yeah, we can talk about it a little bit if we run out of time on this segment. But it's this weekend.
Yeah.
What's
today.
the money show?
The Money Show is an event that I guess the organization, the Money Show, puts on every year throughout the country. This happens to be in San Francisco.
At the
The
Hilton.
theme of this one is alternative investments.
It's free, so there'll
Yeah.
be thousands of people there.
Yeah, it's free to go if you're looking to invest in alternative, not just real estate, not just funds. We're one of the types.
Yeah.
Wow.
We'll finish that off in the next segment. All right, don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Money show. And so is it one day? It's probably like a 3-day thing.
Friday, Saturday.
Gotta pick your days. I don't know if I can do that. I already have things lined up.
I'm sure.
Those dog and like
Well,
that circus atmosphere is sometimes just too
Mark and I
much.
are going to speak.
Are you?
We are.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh,
Yeah, make your way. What do you got? Clients?
I had a lot of, stuff going on. And actually, I got to do my taxes.
Yeah.
I'm putting that off. So
Come on, you have a month, 2.5 months, right?
Not really. So corporate, you have September 15th.
Yeah,
Oh,
And then and if I'm going to do the corporate, I might as well just do it all.
that's true.
Not that I do all that much,
And I
but get
have
it together.
There's one client, and he always waits till October 7th or something.
Yeah.
And this year I'm going to be gone October 7th to the 17th.
Yeah, let them know. Dude.
Come on, you got to be there for your clients.
That's true. I'm going to cancel my vacation just so that he can file late again.
So we have one more? Sure.
Yeah. Minutes to wind it.
Mhm.
Here we go. Well, welcome back to the Best of Investing. Last time for today, I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with Nam Fawn of Pacific Private Money and Patty Cohen of Pacific Union International. Soon we'll have to change that name, but that's okay. So, Nam, you were starting to mention about the Money Show.
Yeah.
What's it cost for the public to show up?
Nothing.
Nothing. That's my
Zero.
favorite price.
Yeah, it's a great way to entice people to come. So, the Money Show is a organization that has events all over the country and different themes. So this one is alternative investments, and it's on. It's coming Thursday evening. I think is when the show starts.
Started.
Yeah, that's right.
That's right.
Started Friday and then Saturday. Today's the last day.
Today's last day.
So it's an opportunity to come and hear about different types of investments. You and Mark are doing a presentation today,
That's right.
and there's also besides real estate as an alternative, there's cannabis, there's cryptocurrency. It's all kind of the latest types of alternatives out there.
But
Interesting.
the Pacific Private Money Fund will be like the only normal one.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. No. They always have some sort of exotic alternative investment.
I'm gonna check it out.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do.
At the Hilton, San
Yes.
Francisco.
Booth 605 is our booth.
Oh, that'll be kind of fun to the audience if you want to stop by our booth.
Yep. And then
And at
tomorrow.
booth 420, you'll find the cannabis.
Yeah, that's right. You know what? I wonder. I'm
I bet they
curious. I'm
have
gonna
it.
go buy that and see if it's cannabis.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be funny.
They probably charge a premium for that. The Money Show. You
Exactly.
got to pay $4,020.
That's right.
So
4,200. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
not quite right. But yeah, so it'll be fun. It'll be great. And then Sunday, tomorrow, we go to Las Vegas for the
Oh.
Jurasi conference, which is a mortgage industry related conference.
Oh,
So
wow.
Mark and I are going to that. That'll be good. A lot of just what's going on in the marketplace, legal updates, things like that. So always trying to stay on top of trends and compliance. So be good.
Very good.
Cool.
Patty, any last words?
Well, just keep buying real estate. Yeah. Real estate's always the best investment, in my opinion.
What's the average price? What's the median price right now?
Yeah. I mean, median price in rent is like 1.5, something like that.
1.5.
Yes. I actually do the numbers and I don't know what it is right this minute. But the median price in the Bay Area of the 9 counties, I don't remember what that is. I want to say 1.1 or something crazy.
You put that on your website too, right? Or something? Updates?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do they reach you again?
Oh, at Patty at bestmarinagent.com. And it's Patty Cohn, 415-722-4842.
And Nam, if people want to invest in the fund or invest in an individual note,
They can call us, same number for both, 415-883-2150. They want to invest in the fund and learn more about it, they can go to www.pacificprivatemoney.com. If you're interested in investing in individual trustees, go to www.privatemoneyloans.com.
and there's no fee to invest in either of them, right?
Correct. For the fund, you have to be accredited. There's
Okay.
a minimum 50,000 and a 1-year hold. For private money loans, nothing to register. And then you start looking at some of the loans that we have on there. So it's not just
I'd like to
new
get
loans.
on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you do, it's free. So
Yeah.
log in and take a look, and it's interesting. It's a great way to diversify. Invest in individual trustees, invest in the fund, or just invest in the fund. It's a great way to go and
Sounds good.
deploy the
So
capital. quickly.
MLS is, so it's like an MLS for loans,
Yeah,
but you don't,
yeah.
you don't say, oh, I want that loan, like a conglomerate of people will invest in a particular loan.
Or you
Or
can
take
invest in
one
the whole
off.
loan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
take the one off all by yourself if you can.
Yeah.
All right, here's our thoughts for the day. Most of the problems in life are because of two reasons. We act without thinking, or we keep thinking without acting. And to achieve the highest latitude, have an attitude of gratitude.
You made up that one.
No, you know what? You would think so, but I didn't. I can't take credit for that one either.
I've heard of that. I think it was, I forget what it was, but make it till you make it anyway.
Yeah.
Take it to you, make it. Same
It's mind
sort
over
of thing.
matter. If you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Wait, what's that one?
It's mind over matter, and if you don't mind, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
That's
see?
good.
Okay, say along the same lines. And with that, I say tune in next week to The Best of Investing. We're going to be giving away more free prizes for answering trivia questions. Thanks for listening. On behalf of our team, I'm Edward Brown, wishing you the best of investing. So long. Good.
Oh my God, that went
Well,
fast.
that's a
That was
wrap.
fun and fast. I like it.
It was. So we have like 5 minutes left on this bad boy.
Okay.
And again, I need some help in figuring out how to make this into stereo and how to put captions on it.
What we
Oh.
should do is go to Best Buy. Why don't you and I go to Best Buy sometime and just ask the people there.
Oh.
Just go on a.
Oh, they're so incompetent. You've got to find somebody.
Yeah.
And
I
then,
need a 9-year-old kid.
Yeah,
That's what
I know.
need.
yeah, you do. You really do. You just need summer intern. I would put it on Craigslist. $50 for someone to come to my office and prove to me first before you get here that you know what you're doing.
Do you use Craigslist much?
I do, for buying stuff, for
Yeah.
getting people.
Uh-huh.
Not always. I mean, that's sort of a go-to, but
Yeah.
um,
Do you
I
put
just-
your listings on Craigslist?
oh, yeah, that does nothing.
Okay.
Because I even
It used to
had,
be the way.
I even went down to the station and there was a guy, he spent a good half an hour with me and he couldn't figure out how to do it. And,
Wow.
and he's supposed to be an expert. He's a really nice guy.
Yeah.
I was sitting there waiting, and we're trying to, and it's like, well, if you download this, you do this, and it's like, come on. I mean, YouTube used to make it really simple.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
it's not so simple.
Remember Mark Cooper? He had some ideas. He seemed to know what he was talking about.
Well, he had the idea like this, which works for live streaming.
Yeah.
But for the station, they need it to be in stereo,
Right.
which I don't know what makes this stereo versus mono.
Yeah.
And then also they need caption, like they wanted to caption like Best of Investing, radio show.
Right.
I mean, and YouTube I used to be able to put captions on. I have no idea
I don't know.
why it just suddenly said, no more captions.
If you, real quick, so before, when you'd sell listings pre-MLS, did you just email blast them out to or did you use Top Agent Network?
No, I do both. I mean, I have like a 13-point checklist for my coming soon campaign.
Uh-huh.
And one of it is sometimes sometimes it works. Like I put them on Zillow. Zillow has a platform
Right.
coming soon, and people watch that. I've done some good sales that way.
Really?
But I do let it. I tell agents that I know. I do Top Agent,
Mhm.
the Pacific Union Network. But coming soon sign outside.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. People
That's a
just
good one.
scoot. Yeah.
Okay.
But it doesn't work as much as it did. We kind of hit it where it's not as crazy. But still, I mean, if you're in a prime neighborhood,
Right.
where people are stalking those listings,
Yeah. Would you often pick up new sellers when you did that too?
sometimes.
How about buyers?
Well, not so much on the coming soon, but just you'll pick up
Yeah.
sellers. You'll pick up, yeah.
And how often would another agent bring when you send it out within Pack Union or Top Agent Network? Did Top Agent Network work?
Oh, it totally works.
Okay.
We do so many deals that way. Yeah,
before that ever gets on the MLS.
yeah,
Yeah, I think more and more properties can sell off MLS.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, in a seller's market.
yeah.
In a buyer's market, then, then you want maximum exposure, but,
Yeah. Well, which sort of blows away,
Oh,
like
what's
it's
going
kind
on?
of the reverse of the FISBO who says, well, I'm just gonna go with those companies where for, I don't know how much money it is,
Right.
$500, I can put it on MLS. And I said, you're only like running on maybe 50% of your engine.
Mhm.
So why wouldn't you want more?
Yeah.
And already you're paying the other agent 3% or 2.5%, and you're paying a trained negotiator to negotiate against you, kind of.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's a whole FISBO conversation. But at the same time, like they think it's all about MLS, and it's really kind of not.
Right. Well, because a friend of mine is making a sort of app to be like a private network, kind of like a top agent network,
Ah.
but you can have your buyers and sellers on there too, and any agent. So that if you have like a pre-MLS listing, you can put it on there. You have to invite people to it, but then once they're in it, anytime you have a new listing, you can send it to anyone who's on that
Yeah.
What is
So-
going on?
So we have
Jesus.
enough
stuff.
avenues of talking to each other
Hmm.
already.
Okay.
And if you think about it, the buyers and the sellers are kind of the one shot. They're not going to know about this. They're going to have to learn it from us.
Yes.
So why would we want to? I don't know. I'm playing devil's advocate
Yeah.
for him and for
Yeah.
you. You know, like why would we want to go over there where we can already network with each other?
Well, it's if you invite agents to this. It's kind of like a private network within. It's kind of like a pack union, but it's
All
to
right,
any
we're
agents
gonna
regardless of
End
what
the stream now.
brokerage
Bye.
they're
Yeah.
affiliated with.
Not bad.
So I'm just curious. It's kind of like Top Agent Network, but it's available for